Hi people, Faxi Nadu here. Today we're going to look at Facebook advertising, specifically geared towards music, and specifically about how to do it on your Facebook page. I'm going to show you guidelines about that are not my guidelines. They're basically Facebook's guidelines. Facebook 2015, a little bit about how the Facebook engine works and how it gets your um, posts to walls to people, or how it decides whether to do that or not, whether to push it to people or not to push it to people. So I'm going to show you how to construct a post the way Facebook likes it to be constructed, and I'm going to be showing you how to then use Facebook's boost feature to boost that post. But before we get into the posting itself, let's talk for a minute about Facebook pages as opposed to your profile. Kind of the way Facebook works these days in 2015 is that they will push stuff from your profile into walls, and you can interact with people, and you will get interaction just by posting, stuff from people that you like their stuff, they like your stuff. Everybody knows how Facebook works. But on pages, it's a little bit different. So this page has 681 likes. I do have the Faxi Nadu page, which has over like 1,600 organic likes and 2,000 more fake ones, I guess. But you could say, yeah, that's not that much, but it still is something, right? 681 likes, and I post something, and it has no interaction, no likes, no comments, no shares, and it only reached 11 people. So I'm kind of wondering, 681 likes, how can it only reach 11 people? How can anyone not respond to this? And then we look at some of our other posts, and we see we have a lot more people reached. 1,262 people reached. 2,028 people reached. 383, 389. 5,856. Now, what do all these posts have in common is that we have used Facebook advertising to boost them. So the way Facebook works these days is, like I said, for pages, it kind of, that's where they make their money. That's kind of like their business module is to try to get businesses to advertise on Facebook by paying Facebook, that's just the way it works right now, whether we like it or not. You can also obviously promote in other ways, advertise in other ways on Facebook. You can advertise your profile posts and all that, but I specifically want to get into promoting on pages. So before we actually, use a boost or something like that we will do, let's first see how to write a post that in the way Facebook likes it and wants to see. Now, this is very important because this is both important for your organic kind of hits and the way Facebook treats your posts when it decides whether to push it into walls or not. Basically, what is running is an algorithm that is analyzing your posts and sees if it is something interesting and something that Facebook would like to promote or not. So, informative posts. Your Facebook in 2015 does not like, like my music and a link sort of posts. It wants to see information, like we have in our posts over here. And it likes a lot less. For example, sometimes I do post on my profile that way. If you just post the link to something, it likes it a lot less. So, informative posts, correct language, obviously, punctuation, Facebook, the engine, it might surprise you, but it does like a lot of punctuation and exclamation marks and stuff like that. It does like that kind of stuff. Facebook likes it when you include the read more button. Now, what is the read more button? You're not the one that includes it, but it just means that there is a lot of information here, and it wants its users to click that. For example, where did we have here? Over here, see more, Facebook wants you to have that in your posts. It wants your posts to be long and informative, like I said. Pictures, obviously, if you're uploading video, it's not that relevant, but if you're uploading something else, if you're posting a status, and you want it to get into more people, and you add two to three pictures is ideal. If you add a few pictures to that, it'll get pushed into walls much more. Tagging, obviously, if you tag your friends, people that are close to you, that is already going to be pushed into their walls, and it might alert them to the posts, so they might like and share this post. So obviously tagging, and Facebook wants you basically to use everything that is at your disposal. So you got to tag. Um, Before we talk about the calls to action, let's talk about the other stuff. So hashtags, and a lot of people don't like hashtags. I don't like them myself. But Facebook wants you to start using them. So if you do include them in your posts, then Facebook will like your posts more and push them more into walls. It's again just one of those, let's call them, rules that Facebook has these days. I think 2 to 3 hashtags is ideal. Maybe I overdid it here. So 2 to 3 hashtags that are relevant, and try to include hashtags that actually have to do with your stuff. Don't include random stuff, because I'm pretty sure Facebook compares your hashtags and looks for these words in your actual text, or maybe not exactly the words, but it has some way of knowing if it's like just random hashtags or relevant hashtags. So yeah. Um, oh, Location. Now, why is this? It's important for 2 reasons. The first reason is Facebook. Again, for the rules, it wants to know where this was posted. It just makes your post better for the way Facebook works. And also, if you notice, what's starting to happen with Facebook is, if you're like driving around, let's say you're driving around in Germany, and as you get closer to Berlin, for example, you will get advertisements over here for pizza in Berlin, for example. So it wants to know where your advertisement is coming from, so its engine can have another feature, another thing the engine can use to know who to present it to. Now, I've kind of played around with it. I've told Facebook that my posts are sometimes from Israel, sometimes for Berlin, sometimes for Portugal. I'm not sure if it knows you're bluffing it. That's a good question, but it's something to experiment with. So if you know you're making, let's say, techno music, we mentioned Berlin, and it's a big city for techno, and you want relevant techno people to get to your music, so it might be a good idea to tag your location as Berlin. So Facebook will push that into Berliners that like techno, so that's good for you. Dynamic content. Now let's talk about that for a second. I'm going to be making a post and promoting it, but I'm going to be showing you with non-dynamic content. We're going to use a beatport track. But for example, over here, you have dynamic content, you have a video, and video is great. Obviously, it's the best, I think, because it stimulates all senses, right? You have text, you can read, you can watch, and you can listen, because it's video and audio as well. So you're stimulating all senses, and you have a chance to show something interesting via the video that you cannot show otherwise. So video is the best. Obviously, if you're promoting music, you might want to promote a SoundCloud link or something like that, which is great as well. One thing to take into consideration, I want to talk about the content length for a minute. Something Facebook uses to determine whether to push your posts into more walls, whether it's popular or not, is it checks to see what percentage of your video users watched. So let's say, for example, on this one, 389 people saw this video. So let's say, 10 people saw the whole thing, and 370 people just watched, like, 1 second of it, for example. So Facebook will say, this stuff isn't really that interesting to most people. It'll say, this guy, I mean, he targeted this post to relevant people and all that, and they still don't find it interesting. They're not watching his whole video. So Facebook will say, this is an unpopular post, and it will not push it into feeds. It works really, really does work like that. So what you can do, you have to take that into consideration. For example, here, this post was promoting specifically this video. So this video is 11 minutes and 33 seconds, but this is what we're promoting. We're promoting the video directly. So in this case, we are aware that Facebook of this what I just described, but we still decided to promote it. But if you're promoting, let's say, something you want people to click, to go to an external website or something, you're using your video as a promotional tool, not as the destination, then you might want to keep your videos short. Let's say you have a 20-second video and 383 people watch that video, and most of them, because it's short, like 375 out of them saw the whole thing, then Facebook will say, the engine will say, hey, this is interesting. People are watching this whole video. So this is something that Facebook might want to promote, the engine might decide to promote into more walls. So take that into consideration, just the content length. Now, video, Facebook versus YouTube. Now, as you know, Facebook has this huge advertising platform going, and Google, which owns YouTube, has their own huge advertising platform going. And obviously they do not like each other. So upload to YouTube, that's cool. Do your thing on YouTube, but if you want videos to get pushed into walls on Facebook, then upload them on Facebook as well. And if you're, especially if you're promoting a post, if you're putting money into it to boost it, use like an internal Facebook media, and Facebook loves you for that. It wants you to do that. So Facebook video, again, is the best. That's like the ultimate holy grail for Facebook. Use videos that you upload on Facebook, and it's great. So we talked about all that. The one thing we didn't talk about is the call to action. Facebook now has the option. We actually did not use this here. That is a no-no. We could have used that, and it could have been good. But I'll show you how to do the call to action in a post itself. So the next slide would be how to advertise on Facebook. And I want to show this in real time and show you the features. So let's make a brand new post. So we're saying we want to promote electronic music. What I'm going to be promoting is a track from Dots on Maps, our newest album from Ocean Star Empire. And let's talk a little bit about the choice, why you choose what you choose. It's really up to you, but make a conscious decision. We're going to be choosing Three Dots on a Map Faxi Nadu remix just because it is, as you see, the top 10, the number 1 track of Ocean Star Empire right now. So, and the album was just released in January, so we know it's both, already it's the most popular Ocean Star Empire track on YouTube, and it's the most popular track on the album. And also, personally, we think this is the most accessible track. The album is really kind of weird, and in some ways, it's deep and not for beginners in some ways, if I could say that. But this track is really accessible, melodic, uplifting, with a pumping bass line, and it's, I wouldn't say commercial really, but it's the closest thing to that. So it's accessible to people, and we're just going to promote that track. So that's the conscious decision that we made. You could obviously make a different sort of logic for other tracks or whatever you make. So, and I've also written a little bit of a text, but I'm going to change this text. So as you post, 1 second, I got a phone. 1 second. Okay, so again, I'm back to you guys. So as you look at this post, we just pasted the link and some text that I have, and it doesn't look that great, does it? I mean, you do have just 1 second. Again, I'm sorry. So, you don't have really anything going on right here, right? You just have this Beatport generic picture, and the text is kind of off, and there's no text over here. And you can really kind of edit it and make it great, and just to look a lot better, first of all, which is really important, and second of all, to kind of adhere to what Facebook is looking for. So let's say informative post. So I'm gonna change this. I want to say this first. Looking for a track, and let's also, make it like with correct punctuation. Looking for a track to mix tonight, and let's add more. This one right here. here is melodic, pumping, um, unique, and tells an epic space tale. Smashing into the wind. Now, this is not enough to provide the read more button. So let's take a little bit of let's add some more text. I'm just gonna kind of look for something real quick. Connect. Far beyond. Yeah, I'll just take a little more. So this is a little bit of you have the info for the track itself. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I'm just going to add some more info about our band, and there's going to be a long, and it's going to be informative. And Facebook actually does not like you to repeat things that you've already said. So I've actually not used this text that much, and if I have, it was like a long, long time ago. So I just want to mention it's the best if you use original text each time when you're promoting something. Um, if I save this one and every 2 weeks, paste the same thing and promote the exact same thing with the exact same text, then Facebook is not going to be pushing it into walls. Facebook wants news. It wants informative posts that are about new stuff. So, and it does have a way to know that you've used this text before. So I'm going to use it now for our example, but ideally you would be writing this like whole cool article every time something new. Now over here you notice the upload image. We do have an image here, but it's from Beatport and it's generic. Let's upload our own image into this link. The link is going to still be the Beatport link, but we're going to upload an image into that link. And let's make it really nice. Let's just add the album cover here. And 1 second. There we go. No, I want this one. This has a little more contrast to it, so it looks a little bit better on digital. Now, one thing I want to say about pictures, let's let it upload for a minute. Okay, well, while it uploads, one thing about pictures is Facebook does not like you to use pictures that have text that contains more than 20% of the picture space. What that means is I couldn't use this one. You see this one, all this text here? Facebook says, no, that's text that takes up more than 20%. And it'll allow you to post it, but it won't allow you to boost it. You can only boost posts that adhere to this graphical guideline, and this is really important because the other stuff that I've talked about is more like how far it'll push it, but this is strict. If it's more than 20%, it won't let you boost it. So we have this image. It looks a lot better now, obviously, with this image. Now remember I talked before about dynamic content, so we don't have it in this post. It's a little bit of a shame that Beatport does not let you, as it is right now, the engine right now, you see like right here, the link does not have a play button, which kind of sucks. It would have been awesome if it had it, so keep that in mind. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in the end. Just bear with me a little more. I'll talk a little bit more about these play or not to play and all that stuff. So we put the track in there. We have the read more. We're hopefully using correct English and punctuation and all of that. And tagging. Okay, so we need to tag. We need to add. Okay, let's add hashtags first. So we said 2 or 3 ones. Let's use really relevant ones. Psytrance, party. I don't know. Goa. I could probably think of more. These are pretty relevant though. I don't know. I'm kind of tempted. Let's put 4. Epic. Yeah, this is epic stuff. So let's add epic over here. Location. Let's decide on a cool location for this one. Let's use Berlin. So we have all that in there. And tagging. Okay, so let's tag inside the post. It'll look a lot cooler. Let's tag. Come on, Facebook. I hate it when you're going to tag in Facebook and suddenly, does this happen to you guys? Nomad Moon. Let's tag Nomad Moon. There we go. Fetch an alien base. Bacon alien base. Bacon alien base. Come on, man. Oh well. It should let me tag Faxi Nadu. There we go. Um, you know what? And right here, let's add before the read more because I want the people to use this. Grab this track now on Beatport. Let's tag Beatport, motherfuckers. Grab this track now on Beatport. Support indie psychedelic music. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And let's add a heart. More graphics, more colorful, more bullshit. So now we have all this. We've tagged some people. If you can tag more people, the more the better, right? So just for the example, we've tagged a few people. If you can tag like 100 of your friends, that's cool for you. But just don't make it look like you're whoring, you know? Keep it cool. So we've done all that. Call to action is not really relevant here because our call to action is for you to click this link. This is our call to action. So we don't need an additional call to action. If we had a video, like right here, here would be good if we had, I think we do, didn't I? I did put a call to action here. Why is it not showing? Oh well, I don't know why it's not showing. I'll look into that. But for example, we uploaded a video here of Kyle Bacon Alien Bass showing his studio, and it's just an informative video of him showing his studio, and I could have just added a call to action with a little button that says grab our album now. So that's just an additional thing that even if you're promoting something that is not directly meant to either sell or get people to hear your music, you can send them over there via that button. So just an additional way to link. But here we don't need it because this is our link. Now I don't want this. You can format this text as well. I want it to be a little bit cooler. I don't want it to say Faxi Nadu, comma Ocean Star Empire, whatever. That looks kind of off. So let's just call it. Change the text. Ocean Star Empire. 3 dots on a map. Faxi Nadu remix. I don't care. I don't want the Pure Torch records here. I want to keep some room for some more space. So, and I want to add grab it now at Beatport. And maybe I will add another like teaser here, an epic and smashing. Oh, no more text. Okay, an epic Goa trance. Yay. Okay, cool. So we've done that. And now you have something a little bit more catchy here. So are we ready to post this? Yeah, it would seem so. Let's go with this. Now I'm really kind of bummed that we don't have dynamic content. That's really a shame. But let's boost this. So I've posted my post and now I want it to get interaction. So let's start before we go into the advertising itself, let's do a little bit of the organic stuff. We're gonna like it as ourselves and as our personal profile and as any other page that we manage to at least get it to walls maybe of people that like these pages and show some interaction. This is just really important. Forget the ego. You like it. You like your own stuff on pages. I'm not talking about your profile. I get why you think, I don't like my own stuff on my own profile. That is kind of silly, right? But on your page, it's just a tool that you got to use. You got to start there and get all your partners and whatever in your business and your family and everyone. That should be your basis because not all your fans are going to always come in and like your stuff. But on pages, it's really important because if you don't get interaction on your post, it won't get anywhere. Let's do also a share and share this exact same post on Faxi Nadu, and I'll show you why in a minute. So I'm going to take this before we boost it. Once you boost your post, take into account that Facebook will not let you edit. You will not be able to press the edit button. It'll be grayed out. So once you pay for advertising, that's your post. You can stop the advertising, but you can no longer edit that specific post. So just so you know. So let's share it on Faxi Nadu. And what's important is that we share it also with all the text. So shared, and let's also share it in a group. And what you can do is you can take this exact text, right? I can go into a group, on some group, whatever. I can go to Mazak family. I like this group, cool people, Mazak family. I could go to this group and paste it over here, and yeah, I've spammed the group, right? But it's actually better if you do it from here, because then the Facebook engine will see more shares. Obviously, it's your share. If other people share it, it's much better, but it's a start. So share it in groups from the post itself. Sometimes it won't let me do that. Okay, it won't highlight the group right now. So I'm sorry, I can't do it right now. I don't know, it's a bug that sometimes I have. But remember this tip: if you can, share it from the group, from the page, via the share button. That's what I meant. So do that. So now that's just a few examples. If you can, obviously expand on that, share it everywhere and all that before you boost it. So it'll have a little bit of organic stuff going on before you do the boost. Now let's get into the boost itself. If you click here on boost, obviously you have to set up your Facebook account with advertising, and I think the first time you do that, it'll automatically get you to the setup page. So no, we don't want this one. We want our new one. We want this one. And we have the see more and everything that Facebook likes and blah, blah, blah. Now, one more thing, just one last thing I remembered is you see the text that I've added here is not just for the hype. It's also, remember that Facebook is available on mobiles and on different devices and different platforms and different ways of seeing Facebook. So by having some of my information inside my link itself and not just up here, I can ensure that it'll look well on whatever it is displayed on, because I know Facebook is displaying the link with this stuff. So I know it's optimized more or less to whatever devices you'll be seeing this on. So now let's go to Boost Post. Now what you have here is the little system that to boost the post, obviously. And first thing I want to talk about is timing. Right now we didn't time this, right? We just pasted and edited and posted. But think a little bit about when you want to post. Traditional wisdom said that on Wednesday afternoon or noon is a good time to post advertising. But I guess new wisdom is now saying that after work hours, like 8, 7, 8, 9, 10 p.m. is the best time, because after work, now with the smartphone age, people used to, maybe after work sitting on a train with a newspaper or something. Now they are with their smartphones and they have personal time, on their way home, and they're flipping around Facebook. And that is also one of the reasons why Facebook wants the read more button and the informative buttons. It wants to kind of be your news platform when you're coming back from work. So you work with Facebook on that and try to post on weekends and on off work sort of hours, and rush hours when people are going and coming back from work. And not when they're working, or not like I don't know, 7 or 8 p.m. Between 7 and 8 p.m. maybe they're with the kids. So just keep that in mind. You design, and when you're putting money into something, so time it well as well. Now targeting. Now this is really important, and it has to do also with budget. It goes hand in hand. You want as many people as possible to view your post, but you also want relevant people to view your post. Now you have different ways to kind of get started with the targeting. You can target your post to people who already like your page, because they may be liking your page, but they are not actually getting the stuff into their wall, and they're not necessarily interacting with your stuff. So if you target them, it'll push it into their wall. And this is actually not a bad thing, because they already like you for some reason or another. They've been to your page at one time or another. So if you're trying to sell, for example, this might be a good option, people who like your page. If you're trying to promote to new people or spread your music around, then this might be a good idea. If you're trying to get more likes for your page, this might be a good idea because it'll show your post to people, to friends of people who like your page. This might actually be a good idea if you're not really specific about your targeting, because it's people that like your page and their friends. So you're kind of saying their friends, there's a good chance they have the same interest as them and they were interested in my music. So that is actually a pretty good option. But I want to show you targeting. So let's go to people you choose through targeting. Now, I have a few targeting. You create targeting groups. I have a few of them, and it's good to keep a few of them. I'll show you why. But let's create a new audience just to show you how it's done. So remember, we're promoting our music. Let's call it Psy um, FB Tuts for tutorial. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep this group later. So countries. Let's add a few countries. And why are we adding? You have to kind of decide why you're adding the specific countries. I'm adding Germany and the United Kingdom and Canada and Australia to this list because from my experience, these are the countries that buy music and our music. And I'm trying to get them to buy our music on Beatport with this post, right? So I'm going to target these countries. United States is obviously also great, but I just want, let's do these for now for this post. Now you can target ages, not to be sexist or anything, but men buy much more on Beatport. And we're spending money here, so we're just going to target what we want to target. If I was targeting SoundCloud or if I wanted people to listen to my music, I want women to listen to my music. That's great. But for this specific post, let's choose men. Let's narrow the age. Let's not go for 13-year-olds, but I think 15 or 16-year-olds could be interested in it. And let's keep it within like the rave generation more or less. I don't know, 50. Could go. I just you could go higher or lower. Interests. Now this is important. Goa trance, psychedelic, trance. Now this would be the most relevant, but I also want to add here Beatport because people that actually put on their page that one of their interests is Beatport, they buy music on Beatport, right? So these are the key interests that I want to target. So let's save this group. And let's not put $200. Let's put $5. So what I mentioned before is your budget, and let's boost this for 1 day. Let's not do 3 days, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Right now here it's Friday, 11:30 a.m. People are at home. They woke up, they had their coffee, spent some time with the kids, and now they're sitting in front of their computer checking out music. And they might actually have some time and they might be in a good mood and they might check out our stuff. This is a good time. And I don't want it to run for 3 days. I want it to run just today, just right now, and get to as many people right now at this time. So 1 day, and I wanted to spend $5 in 1 day. Now your reach. 630 people, 1,000 people answered to living in one of these countries and liking one of these interests. Out of these 630,000, if I spend $5 today, my post will reach into an estimated 4,700 to 12,000 walls. This is not bad actually for $5. But why do we keep different audiences? I have different ones here, different countries, different targetings. Now I can now quickly check out if one of my other targetings, whoa, if I spend $5, this is going to get to all these people. But what do these people like? They're into techno and chill out music. Now this is not a techno track, and nor is it a chill out track. It would be great, a great reach, but it's just not what we want. This is pretty good. Australia, Canada, blah blah blah, and the audience likes Salvia Divinorum, psychedelic trance, and Goa trance and acid. What if I take off Salvia off this thing and put it just to men? Let's see. A lot less, but still not that bad. And Trans Europe, I don't know. Let's see. That's pretty good actually. Let's narrow it down a bit. You know what? Let's do both sexes, but narrow down the age just a little bit. And here we have a lot of countries actually. Okay, let's go with this for now. Basically, this is what I wanted to show you. You can play around. You can also check if it would get more of an audience. No, people who like your page. So let's go with this targeting. That's actually not bad for $5. So you might ask, why not just add 1,000,000 countries, every single country in the world, and have it go on your key, on your interests? Because the way Facebook works is other people are competing with you for advertising, and it's just the way the engine works. If the more like you have to actually target it just right. If I add another country here, let's just add Japan for an example. It might actually be less. You know, it's going to recalculate right now. 6,900 to 18. See? Oh no, it actually added another 100. Okay, we'll keep Japan. Let's keep adding countries until something like that happens. I don't think we have Russia on here. Okay, let's add Russia. That's actually still good. Let's add another country. I don't think we don't have the United States or Israel. Let's try, well, let's try Israel. But I don't know. I want it to actually, I don't want it to. Well, I'll do it for the example. Israel. Yay, still. Okay. Yeah, let's keep adding if it's, you know. Okay, there we go. It bounced back down, you see? So we added a country, and theoretically we added the total reach, but it kind of lowered the estimated reach. That's not good for us. Let's take off the United States for this one. Now keep in mind here we have a really generic trance. A lot of people like trance, but they might not like go trance and psychedelic trance. But this track is kind of accessible enough that I'm comfortable with going with the word trance as a keyword. So 7,500 to 20,000 people will see this post for just $5. If you want to spend $20, wow, then it's 18,000 to 47 whatever. If you want to spend $200, then you get to tons and tons of people. Now I do not want to spend I do not want to spend $200. I want to spend $5. Now let's do that. Boost. Now why do I just want to spend $5? It's just really simply because I can always add more money to this. Okay, right now no, because it has the full value, but once it starts boosting it, I don't think I have something boosted. There we go. Let's see. You see this boost paused, which is another thing. You can always pause it and it'll stop wasting your money. I can resume this boost and even add money to this boost if I want to. So you can watch this thing and see how well your $5 are being spent, how much this post is getting interaction. And let's say it's spending a little bit, but you're not happy with it at all. You can just pause it and it'll stop wasting your money. Or if you spend, you know, $4.50 and you see it's going fucking fantastic, right? And you're even getting, you know, all your dreams are coming true. You're getting sales and interaction, and people are listening to it and sharing it and all that. You might say, I want to add another $5, and after that, you might want to add another and another and another, and keep this promotion running. So consider that. You see these low numbers for promoted posts is because I just really spent nothing. 540 people reached, and I put it on $2, and I've actually paused it. So I budgeted for $2, and I've used maybe like half a dollar, and I reached 540 people. Now it didn't get a lot of interaction. It got a little bit, but not exactly what I was hoping for in terms of interaction. So I paused it, but I didn't waste anything, right? On the flip side, I spent some more here, five or $10. I think $5, and I got almost 6,000 people reached, and I got a lot of interaction, a lot of likes, 3 shares, which is cool, and we've had even more successful ones. Now, you might say that is not that much, but that's kind of actually my point. Over here, look at that, 41 likes, 8,000 people reached, 18 shares, and a lot of comments and a ton of interaction. And as you can see, this is ideal. It's a video, it shows the people and all that. Um, so what I was going to say is, you might say, well, I'm actually striving for much more than what I'm showing you guys, but you might say, you want to spend much more. I've not spent a lot on this whole Ocean Star Empire dots on maps Facebook spamming campaign. I've spent maybe like 10 or 15 bucks total, actual total, and I've gotten thousands of interactions and plays. And actually, we started with like 630 likes a week ago, and you've got 50 new organic likes out of this stuff. So this is really good. Um, and again, you're not spending a lot of money. You can budget yourself like $5 a week, once a week. Make a really terrific post and plan your post and time your post and budget it, and for $5, and do that for a month or two, and you'll see your page really grow organically as well, not just by using money anymore. It'll get things going for you. So I really haven't believed in Facebook advertising in the past, but I'm starting to come around to it. It's starting to show results, and you get better at targeting and timing and formatting your posts, and knowing what to boost, when not to boost, and how much to boost. And I feel that I'm still learning myself. I'm not exactly there yet, but it's showing signs of life, and I recommend you try it out and give it a go and get familiar with it, because this is kind of the only way right now to get pages to really get interaction and get going from nothing. So thanks for watching. Have a good one, and watch our other videos, and please check out our music, Faxi Nadu music and Ocean Star music, and most definitely subscribe to our channel on YouTube and like our pages. And yeah, bye bye.